Oh, hello and welcome to a North Wales side-by-side video. I want to touch on black boxes tonight and smart meters and the new energy bill that they're trying to run through the government at the moment, because they're all interconnected. First one I'm going to talk about is the black boxes that we have fitted in our cars. Maybe not you and me, because we're of an older persuasion and we've had our licenses 10 years plus, but new drivers, the kids, because they've been forced down a certain route. One, to get insurance, two, to get cheaper insurance. And the insurance companies are telling them if they want a reasonable insurance policy, they've got to have a black box fitted to their car. And they put restrictions on when and how they use their cars. Some of the insurance companies will put a restriction on the time of day they can go out in their car. But you can say to your insurance company, look, I work a night shift, so you're restricting me, say, from 7 in the morning to 7 at night. But my shift starts at 10 o'clock at night and I work through till 6 o'clock in the morning. So I need to be able to drive my car in the restriction that you've given me in them hours. Not the hours you're telling me, 7 till 7. And they'll know me because you've got to go to work, waiver that particular restriction because you're travelling to work. That's one thing they're doing to the kids. They're restricting their usage of the cars. Yes, if you're young, you go out at night, you go for a blast down the lanes, that's when you're going to speed. It's probably when you're going to have your accident because you've got your mates in the car and you're showing off. We all know, we've all done it. We've all done it. You can't deny. You've got your licence, you've got a nice car, you go out and show off for your mates. That's when we normally have accidents. That's by the by. But what happened to my friend's daughter is quite shocking. She works about 30 miles away from home. And one morning, she was late getting up, which meant she'd have been late getting to work. So she drove a little bit faster than she would do normally to get to work. Exceeded the speed limit on a couple of occasions on her trip to work. We all do it. You do it, I do it, everybody does it. But we haven't got this restriction of a black box in our car. At 1 o'clock in the afternoon on this particular day, she's on a dinner break. And like kids do, the first thing they do, they get their phone out. And she's flicking through her emails to find out via an email her insurance company had actually cancelled her insurance on her car. No first warning, nothing. They cancelled her insurance policy. They cancelled it at midday. That was the time she got the email. But like I said, she never got the phone till 1 o'clock. The message on her phone. So she's now sat at work 30 miles away from home in an absolute and utter panic because she can't drive home because of what the insurance company had done to her. Cancelled her policy. No First strike, that's a naughty girl. Second strike, don't do it again. Third strike, we will cancel. No, they just cancelled the policy there and then. Her mum then was given the task, because she had to go back to work. I need insurance for my car. Can you sort it out for me, Mum? She was trying to get a few years no claims. That's why she'd agreed to a black box. She's now had to get her mum to insure the car with her as a named driver. Do you know what? That was actually cheaper for her than it was to have the black box in the car. Yeah, have her mum insure the car and have her as a named driver. It was cheaper. I just think that is so unfair of an insurance company to do that. Why not just ring her up? Tell her what she's done. Give her a warning. No. Cancel the policy. Wrong. You don't do that to people. That is horrible. Imagine the scenario now. She hadn't read her emails, but she decided to go out for dinner in the car, knowing she had insurance in the morning, not knowing her insurance company had cancelled it, getting stopped by the police because it's come up on AMPR, and they stop her and tell her she's got no insurance on the car. Where's the car end up? In £1. It costs her even more money. It's wrong that they can get away with that. So that's point number one. If you've got a child that's now passed its test, put them on your policy as a named driver so they can drive the car. It will work out cheaper. It's all about control, people. They're trying to control our lives. Next point I want to make. Smart meters. And this brings in the new energy bill that they're running through Parliament at the moment. Buried in the legislation for smart meters in the new energy bill, they want every single house to have a smart meter. When your electric meter that you've got now gets to the end of its life, because every electric meter has got a life, and the energy company knows what the life is of every individual meter, and their intention is, we're going to put a smart meter in your house. A lot of people at the moment are going, I don't want a smart meter in my house, I'm happy with the meter I've got. You're not coming in and you're not changing it. You're within your rights to do that, but that's not going to be the case very much longer, because buried in this legislation is a new law that says an energy company can forcibly gain access to your house to change your meter to a smart meter, and if you don't let them in, they can go and ask the police to attend the property with them and gain access for them. Yeah, that's what our government want to happen, and that's what they're running through the House of Lords and Parliament at the moment. So beware of that happening very, very soon when this legislation goes through the court, through Parliament. You're going to have no choice. Again, it's all about gaining control of your property, so they know what you're doing. Smart meters will monitor your energy use. They'll know when you're using energy, what you're using your energy on, what time of the day you're using energy, and they'll even be able to figure out, say you leave the house at 8 o'clock every morning, you come home at 5. They'll know in that time period, you're using minimal electric. So by the power of deduction, they know you're not at home between 8 in the morning, 5 at night. They then know the moment you get home, telly goes on, kettle goes on, they see an energy spike, and they know you're home. But the scary thing is, a lot of white goods, kettles, fridges, freezers, all this kind of stuff, televisions, computers, they're all smart devices. They all talk to each other. A smart meter is also a smart device, hence the name. It's internet connected, which means it can talk to your fridge, it can talk to your freezer, it can talk to your washing machine, it can talk to your tumble dryer, it can talk to your telly. So if it can talk to your telly, it knows what you're watching on the telly. And if you're watching YouTube, it knows you're watching YouTube. It even knows what you're watching. So if you're watching Richard Vobes, Jeff Buys Cars, channels like Funky Prepper, who tell you the truth of what's going on in the world, they know what you're watching. They know you're preparing for what is coming. You're now blacklisted. They will monitor you even more. They will watch you even more. It's scary times, really, really scary times. There was also something said in Parliament a couple of months ago, reference energy supply. We know this country hasn't got enough of an energy grid. The grid's not big enough for the demand that we're going to need in 5 or 10 years' time. They're pushing net zero, so they're pushing electric cars. So something was said in Parliament a couple of months ago by an MP, which I suspect will become legislation at some point because it's been spoken about in Parliament, that they want to restrict your energy at night time when you need the energy most, so there's energy available to charge electric cars up. All good and well, they can ask you and tell you what to do, but if you've got a smart meter that's connected to internet and they're watching your smart meter, or everybody's smart meter, and you're using more electric than they think the grid can cope with because X amount of people have just plugged their electric cars in, they could start restricting your electricity or even turning you off remotely because they've got access to your smart meter. Because they don't come to your house anymore to read the meter, which means they've got access to it. Think about it. If they don't need to come and read the meter, they can control what that meter is doing and what you're allowed to use. Again, it's all about control, and it's getting very, very scary. Immensely scary, the fact that potentially they can turn you off because the grid hasn't got enough electricity in it to do other things. Not a nice thought. Imagine that in the winter. It's -10 outside, it's snowing heavens hard, everybody's charging their electric cars, you've got the heating on, and they go, oh, number 10, Privet Drive, they've got the heating on, they're using more electric than they need, turn them off. Because number 9, Privet Drive, wants to charge his car. So they'd prioritise charging the car to giving you heat. I don't know if they will, but I suspect, my suspicions are they will, they can, and they're going to. This is just, I read between the lines, so this is what I think is going to happen in the future. Don't take it as gospel, it's just the way I look at things. They tell you one thing, they go and do something else, but they make it sound so good that smart meter is going to change your life, it's going to be better for you, your bills are going to come down. No, no, no. Because you're on a smart meter, if they want to change your tariff without telling you, they probably can, and put you on a higher tariff without even telling you, and you're not going to know unless you're monitoring the meter and you're looking at what your cost is per kilowatt hour. I just think it's scary, scary, scary what's going on in the world at the moment. Anyhow, I just thought I'd throw a few of them thoughts out to you and see what your views are on what I've just said in the video. Let me know, please put it in the comments below. If you like the video, thumbs up please. If you don't, you're welcome, a thumbs down. I'm not bothered either way. If it's something you agree with, share the video. I don't care. These are my thoughts. This is how I'm looking at the world at the moment. Thank you so much for watching, and good night.